Hi friends, today we're going to do my daily less than 10-minute writing exercise that will improve your writing by expanding your vocabulary. Um, I select 3 words from the dictionary for us to play around with. We're going to use each of these words in a sentence to help us better understand their meanings by putting them into context. The 3 words I have selected today for us to play around with are flux, somber, and cursory. Flux, somber, and cursory. We're going to use each one of these in a sentence and play around with them. I've included links below to Merriam-Webster's website so you can find the definitions and pronunciations. I'll give you a general idea of the meaning so we can go from there. Anyway, let's get started with flux and use flux in a sentence. And flux can either be a noun, meaning a person, place, or thing, or it could be a verb, an action word. And flux means a continuous moving. The industry was in a state of flux, so much so no one knew who would come out on top. So whatever industry this happens to be, it's so many changes and things are happening that no one knows what company is going to do well with everything that's been happening. Anyway, that is flux. Let's move on to somber, and somber is an adjective meaning a word that describes something, and somber means gloomy. Let's see. When the survivors emerged from the caves, the mood went from joyful to somber as some were carried out lifeless. Okay, these people that were coming out of the cave, that were rescued or whatever, some of them apparently died in the caves. And so they were happy that people were coming out alive until they saw some that were not, that didn't make it. So that changed this joyful mood to a gloomy one. Somber means gloomy. Let's move on to cursory. And cursory is an adjective. It's a word describing something, and it means hasty. And I use cursory a lot in my writing because I think it's fascinating, and I'll explain that in a second. Let's use cursory in a sentence. He only gave the report she spent days working on a cursory glance. So this, maybe it's her boss or whatever, she spent all this work and effort putting this report together, and he just kind of glanced at it quickly and maybe tossed it aside or whatever. Not, she's not too happy about that. I wouldn't be either if you put a lot of work into something. I use cursory for the same thing, cursory glance to describe the type of attitude or whatever, how long they've actually looked at something. It was a quick kind of a look at something. Anyway, 3 interesting words: flux, somber, and cursory. Use them in a sentence. Play around with them when you're writing. Make them part of you so they're a part of your vocabulary. Anyway, I produce a new one of these videos daily. If you want to subscribe, you'll get the new 3 words for the day that you can play around with. It's a short writing exercise. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Happy writing, and I'll see you in the next one.